Hi everybody and welcome to this tutorial for Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud, a song that has a very good example of pop piano in it. There is a piano that has sort of a main role. I made a version for you that simulates that guitar riff from the start and then follows the piano along, but do take note that the piano is sort of improvising throughout the entire song. So I took some signature licks out of it. If you know your basics, if you know your chords, if you know how to play with them, that's exactly what this pianist did, and then sort of improvised his way through that song. Let's dive right into it. This is what we're gonna play. First, the guitar riff. All right, that is Ed alone on the guitar, yeah. When your legs don't walk like they used to before, and your eyes still smell from your feet. All right, these four chords are actually the basics of the entire song, the foundation of the entire song. So pay attention here. The first chord is a D chord. I'm gonna show you those licks in between as well, but first the chord so that you know the foundation, right? First chord is a D. This is a D, an F sharp, and an A. Use this first inversion, F sharp, A, D. Your left hand is going to play the root notes for now, because the guitar does this as well. The second chord is a D over F sharp. So this means that you keep on playing this D, and that brings me to another general suggestion for the entire song. Follow along the chords, but D is always good, okay? I'll get back to this later. D over F sharp is the second chord, so just stick to that D and then an F sharp in the left hand. Then we get to a G, which is a basic root position G. G in the left hand, G, B, and D in the right hand. And then we get to an A sus. This means, and this is almost throughout the entire song, a regular A would be like this, all right? So then you could play this or this, but this third of the A is almost never played to get to this. Yeah, more sussy sound instead of, I'll let you hear the difference. All right, that's kind of more of a resolving sound, and that's not actually what happens very often. I only think it's only one or two times in the entire song. So let's play those chords after one another in the correct rhythm. 1, 2, and 1, and 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 2. So that F sharp chord, or D over F sharp, is played in front of the beat. This means you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, okay? So it's right before the 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Same thing over at the A. All right? So A sus meant E, A, and D. So that's actually A sus 4. But as we'll see later on in the song, it's also often just A sus, which means G over A. You could play this as well, but this is not what the guitar does, so let me just stick to this intro for now. You'll hear a hammer on. Yeah, he plays a hammer on there at this first chord. So what I do is I use my thumb, middle finger, and pinky for the chord. Maybe a kind of a difficult grip for some of you, but if you want to simulate that, then I'm afraid that's the only option. And then with my index, or my 2, I play this inside of the chord. Yeah? Because you'll hear the hammer on from G to an A. That's what he plays as well. Alright, so you do. Okay. And 4 and G and 4 and A, and you'll hear that lick thing, that is, or actually better to use this fingering, because you'll be, so middle, It'll be set up for that D chord. 2, 4, 2, 3. Okay, that might be tricky, but yeah, well, it's just what happens over there. Then the band kicks in. So this is, I think, 2 rounds. This is just when the guitar is along. When the band kicks in, the piano kicks in as well. And in the first couple of rounds, the piano is very basic. It just lays down the chords like this. And 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And pay attention here. Yeah, so over at the second round, he doesn't even play the A at all, just leaves the G hanging. 4, like this. 4, 1, 2, 4. So this is the third round, and then we get to the fourth round. Pay attention. Okay, so then we get to the next set of chords and the next part. People fall in a mysterious way. What happens there is over the G to ba, bra, bra, bra. So, you know, this is kind of more advanced pop technique. He plays a lick over there to get to the next chord. The next chord is an E minor, by the way, 7, E minor 7. There's a couple of different ways you could play this, but what he does is something like, so that's the last round, G, so there's a hammer on over there, 1, 2, 1, okay, so now you could also play it like this. Okay, if you can't follow along, then I suggest just to play. And people fall in love. That's also perfectly fine. But you see where the difference lies in just getting a little more advanced and filling it up and just playing around with those chords instead of just laying them down. Obviously, that was a perfectly good example as well. And I think that might even be a variation somewhere further on in the song, but for now this up round. Okay, so that is E minor 7. People fall in love in mysterious ways, maybe just a touch of hand. Okay, then you get to A, and then back to an E minor. With you every single day. So that is almost the same, but now you go to B minor. All right. I'll play this whole bit and then break it down again. Okay, yeah? E minor 7 is E, G, B, and a D. So that's the 7. And then you could, you know, there's just play around with those notes. Then onto an A7. This is the 7. This is a regular A. This is a 7. Play it on the bottom. You could even leave out the A. I don't think the original pianist does that, but to the D, which we already saw. I play octaves now in my left hand. Back to that E minor. Of the plan. 3, 4, and again to the E minor. A, B minor 7. Okay, oh no, not minor 7, B minor. B, D, and F sharp. And then maybe I'm part of a plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but baby now, take me into your loving arms. Maybe under the light of the thou. You see, This is just the same set of chords as the intro. Baby. Okay, yeah, so the chorus is exactly the same as that verse, only you'll see that as the song progresses, we'll start to sort of expand on the part as well, but that's just basic pop piano. For this moment, I can't make it very any more clear than just playing it for you. But then the we found love, right? All right, we found love right where we are. That is B minor. I just played this inversion. Now I use this inversion. D, F sharp, B. Left hand, just the root notes for now. Then an A. So there's actually the very first actual A chord. Although, alright. We, A to a G. Second inversion over here, D, G, B, to a D over F sharp, to an E minor 7, which is basically just a G chord over E, B, D, and a G, to an A. You could either play this A, which is what he does the first time, to a D. Very slowly but in time. Okay, and on the D. Then we get to the second verse, and it's practically the same thing, only there's just a little more, and we're gonna get some high licks over here. So pay attention. Okay, so I'm gonna go over those things that I play because, you know, the basics are actually the same. So you could, this is a trick, just play the next inversion over here, and then onto that G, to the A that we saw, and then continue. So that is just use G over A, left hand a 1 and a 5. Sorry guys, if this is too complicated, then either do your best or just play the basic chords, you know? It's the same thing, but I'm trying to get a little more advanced for those of you that would like to get advanced and as close to the original. You'll be perfectly fine just playing those chords and maybe adding some rhythm like that, you know. But if you want to get closer to the original, then this is for you. That's the first one we got. The second one was this, second round. Yeah, so I use an A and an E here, and a G over A. So if you have those notes underneath your fingers, then you could sort of bounce, play the correct notes. So you'll get to A. So, and then move your index to here because, okay. So to get back to that D. Okay, pay attention. Yeah? Go listen to the original and you'll distinctly hear the piano go high over there. This is what it does. Also those licks, they're all in there. Let me explain what I did in that high part. Boom, boom. Dum, 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 boom. baby, you, whatever he sings. That's over there. So one round kind of regular, and then over at this A, you'll play D, E minor, and D. Land back onto that D. So that is D in the inversion that we already saw, but one octave up. E minor is G, B, E. So it's just moving in chords through the key. Yeah. Boom, dum, D. Here we go. That's okay. So it's basically just D in 4 notes, or if that's too difficult, you can also do this. So just keep a D or an A and a D over here. Okay. And baby, and tumbled in my mind, it's evergreen. Okay, let me see what we got, because then we get back to da 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 da. So that's the same. The lyrics. So that's baby now. Just exactly what he sings is played very high on the piano, kind of distinct to hear. Baby now, into your loving arms. Okay, so another chorus, and then we get another, which is the same thing, but now. Yeah, that's the guitar solo. So if you want to copy that, then this is... Yeah, this is just kind of difficult stuff. Okay, I copy it with my left hand as well, but you could leave that out. So that's... If you want to have this lick, this riff, this guitar solo broken down, then get over to my Instagram where I'll put it on the lick of the week, okay? Oh no. Sorry, I had to think about what happened. So either slow this down or get over to my Instagram where it's broken down, okay? I'm not gonna go into, this is just too many notes. It's playing around on D. The fun part of it is that you see what happens there is actually a D chord, but just walk back over that scale. That's kind of a thing what he does. So, okay, and then we get back to the chorus, obviously, which has the exact same chords. You also have the, which I showed you already. It's repeated again. So I guess you have all the parts then. If I wasn't specific enough, then I'm really sorry, but this is just basic pop piano. I assume that once you get to these tutorials and want to know those in-depth things, that you do know your chords, your patterns, and how to play with them. If that is not the case, then get over to my website. Maybe consider reading my book or taking my course, which will teach you the fundamentals, the basics, so that you'll be able to figure these things out yourself and understand what's happening here. That's for you that are truly motivated. The rest, I hope that there was enough useful information in this video and that you liked it. If you did like it, then please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, share it, leave a comment, get over to my website and get on my newsletter for something free every week. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.